and it has changed my life. So for me, being receiving centered means to genuinely have a relationship with my soul, or it's semantics. You could call it the sacred feminine energy or your higher self, but a genuine relationship where I talk to her all day long. I know her. I'm devoted. I am like, it's the most kindred love and relationship that has helped me with genuinely loving myself. So it's having this true relationship with yourself and being guided by her from within. And where your sacred masculine energy is being guided from your sacred feminine energy. And this is a bit wild. It means being devoted to organizing your life not around productivity, not organizing your life around productivity and pleasing, and performance. I think that and it's something I'm still working on, to show up raw and vulnerable it's not normal in our culture, and it's scary. And that's what the sacred feminine wants us to do. It wants us to show up in our true self, who we really are, and not feel like we have to prove our worthiness. It's around prioritizing our bodies instead of productivity, because we find her in here. It's in this container. We find her in there, and only when our nervous system is regulated can we feel her and have access to her. As we're moving about our day and taking in so much around us, we can then find her and listen to her and feel her, and to listen to her intuition and to trust what she's guiding the masculine to do. And the other part of it is prioritizing more of an energy of receptivity. And that is what I've struggled with the most, that has made such a profound difference in my life. So to me, what having receptivity is that receiving centered energy, that I'm not leading or serving or giving from a place of depletion at all, that I'm only in the masculine, the doing, from a place of fullness. So learning to give ourselves permission to receive from everything around us. Like you can take, yes, let your friends and your loved ones and higher intelligence and divine and everything around you give to you unabashedly, without feeling guilty, without feeling like you have to give something back. Because when we give from that place of depletion, that I feel is where we get that energetic barrier. And when a woman learns how to receive, that is truly when her nervous system is regulated. But we're conditioned, we're told, right? And it's frustrating. Like, my friends, it's frustrating that we are told that we have to prove ourselves and that we have to give more than we receive. And we have to I'm going to give, if they do something for me, I have to give something back to them. It's like almost like an automatic thought. And that creates a barrier of connection, of intimacy between anybody, really, but definitely with friends and, your female friends. So I find when we are truly receiving centered, that is when we start to find that regulation in our nervous system. We feel our relationships deepen. And it's like, my friends always joke, we have this saying in this world of who the fuck do you think you are? Oh, you're so important. Who do you think you are? And we judge, women cut each other down, and we judge each other. But the truth of it is that when I finally learned to prioritize myself genuinely, which takes tremendous amount of courage to love on myself, no matter what anyone outside of me thought. And I came from a place of balance, alignment, love, integrity, peace, and balance. And I entered into the relationships with other people. They began to shift just because I was prioritizing myself, because there wasn't that energetic barrier between us. It was raw, it was real, it was authentic, and it was beautiful. So other things I really see, at least in myself, when I became more receiving centered, is that is when my energy really started to heal. I am in my mid 40s, and I was always in this stage of like burnout where I would use my tools and I would heal my nervous system, but then within a few months, 6 months, a year, I would just be burned out again. And I kid you not, it was just like cycle after cycle. So it was really once I became receiving centered that my nervous system really began to heal and my whole life really began to align. And there's a lot of trust that's needed in that, because our world tells us the more we hustle and we're productive, we're going to be safe. And it does. Like, I'm a Virgo, so it gives me like this quick fix when I do, and I actually really like it. But when I put that aside and I drop into my nervous system, I drop into my heart, and I'm centered and I'm peaceful, there's a different energy. And that's more where I magnetize things to me. And it's so, I've done it so many times where the masculine is not guided by the feminine, and the ego shows up and I drive something forward and I freaking block it every time. I block it every time. But if I'm in that receiving state, if I am truly and genuinely myself, all flawed, I'm so flawed, but just myself showing up in ease, in flow, things come to me. So those are the things that I've noticed about being receiving centered. Love to hear, what you guys think about it, or if you have any questions about what it looks like to be receiving centered. Hi. There's like this big party going on here today. But it's a practice, right? And then eventually that practice becomes a devotion. Because, inherently, we are receiving centered. Like, in our feminine nature, we are receiving centered. And it's a remembering of coming back to the way we were naturally meant to be. And it's so beautiful. It's so exciting because it was stolen from us. And it's still really, really scary for a lot of women to trust their sacred feminine energy. The patriarchy took that from us. Organized religion took that from us. And it can be really scary to embody that, to have the full trust, of letting go of your own control and trusting in infinite wisdom and divine, which is connected to your own heart. And it's amazing. It feels like this massive death and rebirth that we're going through right now. And we can trust that the feminine is rising, that the sacred feminine energy is rising. And a lot of scary stuff is happening right now, but it doesn't mean it's like this fall of humanity and everything is going down the tube. I feel like sometimes when there's a huge energetic shift, help me out here if you like also agree or maybe sense this, that there's this last ditch to hold on. I feel like collectively, like our culture is like holding on, like that moment before you go down into the underworld that you're going to shed and fully surrender and let go. There's always this like last ditch to like hold on and like death grip and not wanting to leave and surrender. And I feel like that's what we're doing right now. So I like personally had to get to a point in my life where I had to teach my body how to be worthy, because I was so engrossed in feeling like I had to prove myself and my worthiness was based on what I did. And it was just an awful feeling. And we know in our brains that we're worthy. We know in our brains that we're worthy, like when we think about it and we analyze it. Yeah. But we don't. We don't in our bodies. And I had to feel confident because I was showing up in my true self. Someone says, what I'm hearing a lot is of women believing that receiving means having a man, yes, provide for them. Yes. Okay, so I think what this is people think when you become receiving centered, It means that you're being passive, right? Like you're this dainty, yeah, I feel that too, like that misconception of like you're this dainty, insecure, just kind of just waiting, like you're just being passive, you're waiting around, and that is not it at all. Not it at all. I do feel like we can allow men to support us, not to save us at all, but to receive from people, and that's also men. It is the masculine's job to protect. It is the masculine's job to protect the masculine within us and the collective masculine. So that requires us women to be able to surrender into that. And that's also been scary because men haven't been taught how to protect. They haven't. And they have really took a lot of our power away. We are meant to guide. Men are not. We are meant to be the ones to guide and to lead when we are fully receiving centered. So it's not about being passive, I feel like. And let me know if you guys disagree. It's not about being passive. It's not about waiting around. For me, it's about like active intention. Like, holy hell, like I'm so vulnerable. But it's when I'm having the courage to show my true self. Like that is really scary sometimes, but I can settle in the knowing that this is who I am and that infinite intelligence does not make mistakes. And that I don't have to mirror anybody else but myself. And to live in a world where I'm magnetizing things, especially in a world that is honoring productivity above all, takes a lot of courage. So I see living receiving centered one of the most courageous things a woman could ever do. I'm getting tons of high fives. Thank you for aligning. We're soul sisters. That we are not passive. We're not waiting around. It doesn't mean that we're not empowered. It just means that we are intentionally trusting. Like we have that much trust in ourselves because we've lived it. We're living our intuition, and we're not living from what the outside of the world tells us to do. So, and when we live that way, we magnetize, we no longer burn out, we overflow, and we no longer abandon ourselves. Whew. And that's like a tender one for me, because recently I just like realized there's a place in my own life that I was abandoning myself again. And that didn't feel good. That didn't feel good. So just coming back to that feeling of what does it feel like to be worthy? What does it feel like to be worthy? And again, it's a devotion. It's a devotion. And that was the beginning of everything. For me and my business, it's not a brand. It's not a business strategy. I don't need business coaching. It's the moment that I choose every day to live in devotion to the woman in here, to the woman that I came to be, not what the world tells me I have to be. It's when I am devotion of my purpose and allowing my true self to just come out. And since then, everything that I offer has been shaped by that shift, this work, this path, this temple. And love to just invite all of you into this temple, this place where, we can remember our worthiness, because shoot, I don't know, worthiness is an epidemic. I don't know if our bodies always still trust it, because our world definitely tells us everywhere subconsciously that we have to prove our worth. So it's remembering through embodiment and showing our bodies how to be worthy. I have this path, right? It's not the perfect path. I don't know it all, but this path, man, I walked through fire and wilderness and the underworld to uncover. And I know that we're all worthy. And the truth is that we have to know how to show our bodies that. And I don't know if our bodies always still believe it. I think that women are still performing. I think that we're still doing for our worth and our value. And underneath it all, we're still sacrificing our truest self. We're still people pleasing. We're still in the hustle, chase of achievement and sacrifice. And I think there's a part in all of us that remembers. There's a part of us that's like hiding, or maybe many parts of us inside that are hiding, that are just like begging to come out and play and to be integrated as a whole. There's so much more of what it looks like to be a woman. So anyways, if any of you have any interest in being a part of this community, we have a twice monthly happy hour where we just come together and we just are in each other's company online. No agenda, no having to be anything other than you are. And we just come on and we just practice giving and receiving with each other, and what it looks like to be feminine centered, because it's that mirror. We need those mirrors to show us like, oh yeah, that's what it's like to trust. Like I can do that too. So anyways, if you have any interest in that, I will leave a link. It's free. It's just a free virtual group where we all come on and we are all in our feminine energy and we're loving on it and we're enjoying, we're having a good time. It's not about sharing our business info, about having any outcomes. It's truly just being in pleasure and desire and ease with each other. And isn't that what life's about? But anyways, I think that's all I have to say today. Thank you so much for those that joined me. I just thank you, Haley, for all of your input. I just am so grateful. And maybe you could come and join us for a happy hour. But anyways, I'm going to get to my Friday and party and enjoy it. So love you all.